Okay, so we got Troy Casadei here at the Glen today. So, Troy, what was it like to pop out and see the Glen?
Well, Joe, it was pretty amazing. It was a big surprise when the garage door came up and the dancers came out. I didn't expect that today, and what a beautiful welcome. And your little song circle over here felt very powerful to sit and yarn with, and it was just amazing to be able to share a little bit of my story with the other boys, and just to be able to let them know roughly where I came from as well. It's pretty important that you impart this stuff, but I could just see in people's faces that they've all had similar lives to me, you know.
Absolutely, and sharing your story, it's one of the things that we try and do really well here at the Glen, but also as individuals then. It's important, I think, for that connection to other people. So you've been known to share your stories and your life through your music. So why is it that you think that that's important?
Look, I think that it's a privilege, first of all, to be able to tell your story through song, but it's also a big part of healing. Like, if there's things I didn't like about my childhood when I was a kid, I didn't like my mum and dad breaking up, I didn't like losing my grandparents so early, and I really cherish my first cousins a lot. And to be able to actually have the privilege of telling your story and where you've come from, so other people can hopefully gain a little bit of inspiration from that is the kicker. When people say, oh, I remember this song of yours and I used to play it all the time when I was driving home from my little hometown somewhere, that means you've connected with someone, and that makes me more proud than ever.
So music is therapy, I suppose, and that's one of the common themes that we're trying to impart on our guys here. Is we're all complex creatures, us human beings, and I mean, I think we've all got a level of trauma. That level definitely varies, but trying to work out ways to make sure we don't internalise too much of it and have good forms of expressing it is so important. So, how did you hear about the Glen, and what made you sort of think you might pop out here today?
Well, if it wasn't for the beautiful Casey Chambers, she actually put a few texts in to say, hey, listen, if ever you're in the area, you've got to go and check out the Glen. She said, because they do incredible work there. And that was one text, and then it turned into two texts, and then she worked out I was playing in Mingara, and then it was like a barrage of texts saying, you've just got to get to the Glen. I said, right, look, we're going to make the phone call and try and get over and say g'day. And I'm ever so happy she actually asked me to come over, because now, with music doing what it's done in my life, and probably a lot of these young fellas' lives here too, it makes you realise the importance of it. You sometimes can take it for granted how much it heals you. But sitting around that fire today, I felt like I was back on my own country with my own family. And just the smell of the fire, the looks on everyone's faces, I was just really, I felt so comfortable to be able to come in and share parts and bits and pieces of our story as well from up in Gumbaynga country. And to be able to sit here in this lovely circle was just a privilege today.
Well, Troy, on behalf of the Glen, thank you very much for visiting us on Darkinjung Country.
Oh, it won't be the last time.